Hey guys, welcome to Island 3. This is going to be a super lazy strategy. It's going to get you over 100 each time. If you want to micro extremely hard, go ahead. But if you're just looking for a score to get you over 100 and a Paragon, this is going to be your strategy. Go ahead and grab your hero, set her on strong. Use the ability every time it refreshes. For the free dart, you can put it anywhere. For the first tower, we're going to put out a plane, put it on Wing Monkey, make it a 3-0-0. As soon as you have enough money, you'll go ahead and put out a spike. We're going to create a Mob Shredder. We'll go ahead and make it a 0-3-2. Put it on automatic. That way the spikes go wherever the balloons are. This boss is really easy, and on this particular map, all we're going to be doing is spamming the Mob Shredders. We'll pair it with an Alchemist as well to kind of help maximize the amount of spikes that are coming out. For this particular boss, the only thing that it does is it will spit out balloons and it's going to spit out mobs. So the further and further along it gets, it's going to spit out stronger and stronger balloons. You don't necessarily have to worry about the camo because with the towers that we have, it's going to help with the balloon cleanup aspect. And with how far this track is, you really don't need to worry about putting out a druid right away. We are going to put out an engineer and make it a 0-1-4 as a balloon trap. We're going to create this as a T5 as quickly as possible, but we need to create a T5 to help with the damage of the boss first. Target the trap towards the top end of the map. When that trap becomes full, it's going to give you income. When it's upgraded all the way to a T5, it's going to give you a lot of income. So the trap is going to help collect all of those balloons. We're not going to create it a T5 just yet. We want to continue on with these Mob Shredders. What we're saving up for is going to be a T5 spike. We're going to make it a 2-5-0. Once we get that T5 spike, it's going to be pretty much fast forwarding it in the lazy strategy. All we have to do is basically get started. And after we get started, very lazy strategy that I'm going to do. As the rounds start progressing, if you feel like the balloons are starting to come more towards the back end of the map, feel free to put out that druid, but you don't necessarily have to. After you have a good amount of Mob Shredders out, go ahead and start on your T5. We're going to make it a 2-5-0, so you can make it a 2-4-0. When the ability refreshes, go ahead and throw out those spikes. Sell all of the Mob Shredders to create that T5 as quickly as possible. And once you do this, we're no longer going to keep spamming these Mob Shredders. Feel free to modify this strategy. This is a very lazy strategy. I hate micro. I just like solid scores that's going to get me over 100 each time. After you get that, we're going to go ahead and pair this with an Alchemist. We're going to make it a 0-4-0, and when it does that, you're going to get a boost. And when you boost it, it's going to be a little wrench on the bottom. When you click it and you target our T5 spike, it's going to ultra boost it. And what that does is it's going to help with the pierce. It's going to have a lot more spikes that are going to come out and overall be beneficial. After you get that, we're going to save up and just upgrade our engineer. You can let this speed forward. There's nothing else that you need to do. If you use a tech bot and target that engineer monkey, you don't even need to hit the little wrench. If you don't, just make sure that you hit that little wrench at the bottom and target that T5 spike. Once we get that engineer upgraded all the way, we're going to have a ton of income coming in very quickly. We're going to go ahead and throw out a Mad and make it a 2-5-0. We're going to pair this with an Alchemist and make it a 4-2-0. That Alchemist is going to buff towers. It kind of helps with the range. It's going to help with the damage that it does. So just pair that directly with the Mad or right next to it. As long as it's within range, that Alchemist will ultimately buff that Mad. After we get this out, we're going to start preparing for our Paragon. You can go ahead and start with the middle path. The middle path, remember, once you get it to a T4 or a T5, they turn into mini super monkeys. In order for that to happen, you have to hit that ability at the bottom where it shows the little dart monkey. And when you hit that, they'll turn into those mini super monkeys. Upgrade to a T5 as quickly as possible. That way it's hitting the boss, and try to put it within range. So even if you're not at this particular point in the map, put those darts where the boss is. That way when you use the ability, they're targeting it. Then you can start slowly upgrading each one of the paths. I'm going to do the top path. If you have the monkey knowledge, you can do 2 of the bottom paths to help boost that Paragon. Now, considering the different types of towers, there's not a lot that you can do with the another different type of Paragon. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to boost my MAD and pair it with an engineer. Remember that middle, when you hit the little wrench and you target a particular tower, which we're going to target that MAD as well, it's going to effectively boost it and have a lot more pierce, which is going to be helpful. Ultimately, what we want to do is create our Paragon as quickly as possible. Since our towers and what we have in the high price tower after the dart Paragon, it's going to be really pricey to create another Paragon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Paragon with that dart that I just upgraded right in the middle. And if you're following this strategy with the towers that you have out, once you have about 20K, you can turn around and sell and then go ahead and create that dart Paragon. What I will do later on is recreate that dart Paragon more towards the back end of the map. That way it's targeting. You can try to position it to where you don't have to turn around and resell. After you get this, the rounds are going to come off pretty quickly. Then it's essentially going to be building different types of towers. I am going to upgrade my plane all the way to a T5. It's going to be a 205. I'm going to pair this with a T5 village, but first I'll upgrade it to a 230 and then upgrade to a 240 when you use the ability. This is where I'm going to pair this with an engineer as well. I will create this as an ultra boost, which is that T5 is 050 and target that plane the entire time. But I do suggest upgrading your village first before you create that ultra boost. And the only other thing that I do is start, like I said, rebuilding our Paragon towards the back end of the map. This is a lazy strategy. I'm just going to go ahead and turn around and do the bottom path twice, the top path and the middle path. And then once the boss passes and it's no longer within range of my original dart Paragon, I'll turn around and sell that one and create it towards the back end of the map. And then creating that T5 engineer, that way it ultra boosts. This is it pretty much for my strategy. Feel free to modify how you want. There's going to probably be a lot more strategies out there that get way higher, but if you're just looking for a solid score where you can easily fast forward this and create a Paragon quickly, this is going to be your strategy. And if you do place additional towers like I do after you recreate your Paragon on the back end of the map, try to put it within range of your village, because when you hit that village ability, every tower that's within range of that village is going to have that extra pierce. So if you create a MAD, which I do, and make it a 250, put that within range of that particular village, so then that way it's hitting the extra pierce. You can also pair it with an engineer monkey. You can do the top path spike as well, which would be very effective. But that is pretty much it for this one. Very easy boss for Island 3. I apologize for the late uploads. We don't have a lot of participation this event, so it might be slower on the other islands. As always, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to support me in-game, my in-game creator code is mthegoddess, just like my YouTube channel. And I hope you guys all have an amazing and safe holiday weekend. Bye, guys.